Hello there, we've come into the loft today for this video. It's not a place we usually venture on my channel because the room is usually full of crap, or as I see it, gold. But yes, but in recent times it's become less crappy and less full of stuff. But there are memoirs of the past, a couple of my old videos. I'm PC Plum and I take it up the bum. Da -da -da -da. Yes, we won't wear that too much, it's quite dusty. Yeah, so today's video, is basically going to be about Christianity. But let's have some sort of credit to start off with. Do you know the GMAC man, the GMAC man, the GMAC man? Do you know the GMAC man? He smells like chicken paste. So when I'm walking, I think the best thing to do is get a thought into your head. Like yesterday, I was thinking about a story I might write and all the little bits of the story. In the end, the story came to nothing, but it doesn't matter. I got through the walk. And today, I was thinking of a verse from a song, well, more of a hymn. And that expanded into a great, hundreds of ideas about what I could say in a video. The verse I'm talking about, it's from the song, There is a Green Hill Far Away. And this one verse in particular, I find is really moving, and it sort of puts things in my mind, and I can visualise this whole thing. And basically this is the verse. It goes, there was no other good enough to pay the price of sin. He only could unlock the gates of heaven and let us in. Yes, you can see how much singing I usually do in a day. My voice is a bit croaky. But anyway, that's the verse. And when I'm singing that in my head when walking, I'm thinking, there was no other good enough to pay the price of sin. I'm thinking of, someone who owes a lot of money to Jesus, and, there was no other, so Jesus basically spent his own money, or in this case, his own life, and he paid this enormous debt, which is sin. And that's what I get when I hear that part. And then when it comes to the bit when it says he only could unlock the gates of heaven and let us in, I'm thinking of lots of people in the street, all cold and wet, and there's a horrible storm going on, and Jesus comes along and unlocks the gates with his big chunky keys, and he lets us into heaven. And I sort of see it as like a sort of cemetery gate, as it were. He just unlocks the gate and lets us in. So I find that verse is really visualising for me. And so now we're going to move on to talking about Christianity in a whole. I like being a Christian. I think, there's a lot of benefits that can come from it. I went once to a place called Walsingham, which is an enormously religious place. And I was only there for 3 days, and I had so much healing done to me, just spiritually. And it was amazing that, in these 3 days, I became better because of my depression. I mean, it was uplifting, all these people in one place worshipping this one person. And I loved it, and I really should go back there again. It was a really wonderful experience, and I urge anyone to go to Walsingham. So that's one thing, you get a warm feeling of the fact that, people out there aren't all evil and corrupt and stabbing each other in the back and all. There are people out there who have hearts, and they're big hearts. Recently I've moved churches, and I've gone to the Annunciation in Brighton, which is an absolutely fantastic church. And I have never ever received such a warm, comforting welcome. And that's the sort of Christianity I like to believe in, the sort of very warm, comforting kind. And I think the comforting side of Christianity is why, we're always there with them, there's lots of quotes and lines in the whole form of Christianity which make you feel, safer, as it were. For example, a new thing I think that's come in recently is, it comes to the line, and deliver us from every evil, which I think is a very wonderful line, save us, in a way, from every evil force out there. and save us from this evil. Which I think is a very nice line. It makes you feel very safe. Save us from all evil. I like it. The other thing I want to talk about was hymns, of course. Hymns are enormously powerful. My favourite hymn is "Richer than gold is the love of my Lord," because it just simply has this powerful message. If you had, a big bag of gold sitting in, over there, would you take that gold, or would you rather worship the Lord? Which I think is a interesting conundrum, and I think faith, being as strong as it is, you choose faith. Because my faith is very strong. I feel very passionate about being a Christian. Yeah, I mean, to me, I know I'm going to get so many comments about this, because obviously I'm not an atheist, but there are atheists out there. But yeah, I believe, there's no question there is a God. Because I think if I didn't have that, then there'd be nothing, and that would just be really sad. So I believe just, wholeheartedly there is a God. And there are lots of lovely lines in hymns. There's so many beautiful ones, like "Would you walk by on the other side?" That's a lovely one, and "Jerusalem." That's one of my favourites. I like Jerusalem because it's so powerful. I want it played at my funeral, definitely. And although it's not really relevant, I do like "For those in peril on the sea," which we don't get to sing very much, which is a shame. But I love all those, old school hymns that we sang at school and all that. One of them that's gone out of the window, really, is "Martin lowly, saints most holy, pray for us thy children." And if anyone has lyrics to that, then I would love to have them, because that was such a great hymn. And I went to St Martin's for many years. And that's, our church, so really. Because there's a whole other field of it, the fact that I'm a bit of a is another reason why my faith might not be so strong, but I kind of think, well, let's cross that bridge when I come to it. At the end of everything, whenever someone dies, I always think, now they know what's coming at the end of everything. They know what happens. So there's 8 minutes of me talking about Christianity. Although someone said to me they did watch the entire 7 minutes, so that's nice to know. So yeah, I hate to think that I just make these videos, but and then nobody watches them. But I don't really care. If people are happy that I'm making a video occasionally. To tell you the truth, I stopped for many reasons. From haters and things, and people disliking your video regardless of the content, and all this bickering and all this shit. It gets on your nerves. That was one reason, but also because I moved on to art, and that's. But I think there's no profit value in doing videos, so I don't really feel like doing them, because it's a lot of effort just for nothing. Yeah, shut up. Shut up. We've made enough video now. Bye bye.